Odofo Ghana arehosem kesi atu yensisi a mene okasa we breaking news. Odofo Ghana ministers mienu tisi a mene okasa no omakanchin egu. We a confirmed source amede ni nyina abrɛw. Ewo Ghanatube. Eye yankasa ye minister for defense. Eye Omane Boama. Ene eye Murtala Muhammad. Oye MP for Tamale. Ono nipa mienu we omenya helicopter crash in the year Wednesday ya amede ni nyina abrɛw ewo Ghanatube. Odofo yes Omane Boama, Murtala Muhammad and 6 others confirmed death in helicopter crash. Odofo where military helicopter crash. Odofo when they breaking news abeto dwa me so be gini nyina odofo arawosem kese pa na to Ghana fo nyina. Odofo moma yenko ne yenko ji sansem wo nyina nchirem ewo Jubilee House ankasa ne mradisia.
Before now becoming the defense minister, Murtala himself was initially MP for Nanton, lost, and then came back. I think we can cross over to the Jubilee House. Akosia Ultra is with us.
Hello, Akosia. Hello. Aware that some programs of the book and we cannot.
And then came back. I think we can cross over to the Jubilee House. Akosia Ultra is with us.
Hello, Akosia. Hello. Quite an unfortunate incident, and we can all tell that there's still some level of shock within the presidency. We can deduce also the importance the presidency attaches to this incident, for which reason no other person than the chief of staff was the one who broke the unfortunate news. But describe to us the mood within the presidency now. We are aware that some programs of the president had to be cancelled abruptly as a result of this unfortunate development.
Nana rightly said, goosebumps all over me. That should tell you the mood here as government officials trooped in here at one of the auditoriums where we usually hold our press conferences, as they trooped in here to give us this news of the demise of these top government officials. In fact, today, the president was supposed to be at 2 major events. The first one, he was supposed to be in the Ashanti region, together with the lands minister to engage in that program that we earlier saw. But we understand that he delegated some key government officials, including the defense minister, to be at that event. At 12 o'clock, the press team, together with the president, was supposed to be in the central region for an Assemblies of God event, but we got that timely notice that the president has cancelled that event. That was prior to the press conference that happened a few minutes ago, and we got the news of the demise of these top government officials. The mood here is sad. The president himself was not here. We saw the vice president, who happens to be the head of the Armed Forces Council, who was here together with the president's right-hand man, the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah, together with some key ministers who were also here. Now, let me say that these individuals who passed yesterday, there was an event held at Kempinski that is related to the health sector. The president was there, and I personally saw a few of these ministers who have passed on. I saw Dr. Edward Omane Boama, in fact, engaged with him on a few things, and he had even said that he was going to travel out of the country on official duties to Egypt. And then I also saw Murtala Muhammad. And so this news was coming as a shock, not just to me, but to the government machinery who came here to give us news earlier. Nana.
Akosia, this is Bernard. So can we confirm that they were indeed going for the event at the Lenclay Stadium, the mining event at which the Ashanti Regional Minister and the Lands Minister were at? Because we're told that the incident occurred in the Adansi area. This is what Chief of Staff said. So can we confirm that they were actually going for that particular event, Akosia?
Well, officially, it wasn't communicated to us as to where they were going, but sources close to us, that is, people who work with the president, indicated that the president himself, who was tabled to be on that program, was not there and had delegated some key ministers who were supposed to be there. And supposedly, Dr. Edward Amani-Boama was supposed to be at that particular event. And of course, the Minister of Environment, which of course the event that happened had to do with mining the environment and all of that, and so we suspected that these ministers were supposed to be there, but officially that was not part of the communication the Chief of Staff gave, that these ministers were en route to the Ashanti region for that particular event. Bernard.
So how disruptive has this been to the program? You did mention the president was scheduled for an event in the central region that has been called off. Typically, there's a lot of things that happens within government in a day, as we saw yesterday. So are we saying that for now, most things are on hold? And what can you report in relation to what this means for the team? Because we also saw some ministers there, quite high-level ministers, who are all looking pretty distraught. What else can you say about the scene, and who else was in that room when the announcement was being made?
Well, Bernard, let me start off with who else was in the room when the press conference was held. We had key officials of the military high command who were here, aside the government officials who thronged in here some few minutes ago. They were here as well to be partaking in this press conference. But then again, usually the Jubilee House is full of packed events. You see a number of events taking place from the auditoriums to another, and then the president have been moving out of the Jubilee House to partake in other events. But today, by 12 o'clock, we saw that the system had naturally shut down and nothing was really going on. All we could see was a number of officials moving helter-skelter because they had heard the news of the passing of these top government officials. And so nothing really is happening until further notice. We'll hear from the government communications as to what is going to happen. But the president, we do not know his whereabouts, but we know that his schedule has been disrupted. All his events have been cancelled for the day.
Well, Akosia, we know that, you wouldn't have all the details as of yet, but just a quick one before you go. We saw an array of government officials, high-ranking military officials, and the likes. Do you know if these people were already at the Jubilee House, or were they called in as a result of this matter? We seem to have lost Akusia there, but Akusia Ochre is our presidential correspondent, giving us the mood and feel at the Jubilee House. As at when this information was received in the House, what has happened so far in the House leading up to the announcement made by the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah. It's quite heavy on our hearts. And since about 11, we started receiving information on this matter. We've been praying and hoping that it's not true, for which reason we were not emphatic, although we had to update you regarding this particular crash. We were unable to confirm the details, but we had to leave that, of course, to the officialdom to make an official communication on the matter. If you're still here, I was asking quickly and finally on whether these officials that we had seen during the brief announcement by Julius Deborah were already at the Jubilee House, or were they just called in or come there on their own volition as a result of this unfortunate incident?
I don't know if Akosia can hear us, but the event in... Okay, I think Akosia...
Hi, so I'm asking that you may not have all the information now, which is quite understandable, but the dignitaries, the individuals that we saw during the briefing, were they called into the Jubilee House, or did they come there on their own volition as a result of this matter, or had they been there all day long before the incident or news of the incident broke?
No, Nana, I can confidently say that these ministers were summoned by the Chief of Staff to be here upon the hearing of the news of the passing of these officials. They usually have their official duties engaged in their ministries, and so they were not at the Jubilee House when the event happened. But after, when the information reached the seat of government, the Chief of Staff summoned them, and hurriedly they came in here. Tears in their eyes, you could tell that it is a big shock to them as they heard this news.
Yeah. Brother Jemfi is the Deputy Defense Minister. I am not too sure if I saw him there. Was he there?
Well, he was not here. I personally did not see him, but we had been in contact when I got sources confirmed to me that this incident had happened in Ashanti region. I quickly reached out to him, and he said that they are on course getting all the information. And so I'm sure that he is deeply rooted in what has happened, and probably could be on assignments related to this particular incident. But personally, I did not see him here at the Jubilee House.
Yeah. Very well, very well. Thank you so much, Akusia Ochre, our presidential correspondent.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
to
was
us
wondering
from the
whether
Jubilee House.
she was going to.
Let me also add.
Yes.
Very well, very well. Please do.
Let me also add that there is a crunch meeting that is happening. The top government officials, together with the Chief of Staff, engaged in a crunch meeting, together with the Vice President as well, who happens to be the head of the Armed Forces Council.
Akusi, are we expecting further updates on this? The Chief of Staff's statement was very brief and did not give further details. Are you on alert for other briefings, or is it a fait accompli for now? What is the instruction to the press corps?
They haven't given us official communication on that, but it is expected that from now till the end of the day, a number of activities will be ongoing. They probably may not engage the press on that, but we should be seeing more ministers come in, more members of the military high command troop in here, engaging in conversations with government as to what the way forward will be. But engagements with the press, I believe, should be done by now.
Very well, Akusia. Thank you so much. And
Order for when they are also atu Ghana for Ghana for ministers mienu ekuku dama omubo ejuma under John Dramani Mahama ni leadership ni presidency. Eye honorable anase minister omanebo ama Mohammed defense minister ene Mutala Muhammeda oye MP kese pan e Tamale onu ene 6 others Jesse Omenya military aye helicopter crash kese pan ende aye Wednesday ya medina nyina brel ewo Ghana chorofo we ne ya rehosem kese ya atu Ghana fo nyina jisia no John Dramani Mahama wabotu ye pan vice president wabotu ye pan the ministers obia otisa information me obia botu Jesse arehosem kese pan na atu Ghana fo nyina menso beje ni nyina brel ewo Ghanatube odofo mo nim se nche bia na Numtini kesi a wo Ghana asi dadi lumba wa jini dinye pan both locally and internationally. Mo amu ni se Ghana asi wa jidin na kwama no nenso wa jidin e wo baby ahita baby a ono so enche bia no so to fumu a within some short period na kasa no so no na chese Ghana asi ye 2 ministers nso any 6 others o masan so nya aye military aye helicopter crash kese a meso bi ni nyina brel ewo Ghana chorofo mamro emfisemba like na subscribe na ma share na ma hit notification bell so ma ense ne be ya abrini abibia enya story say ya intempara na so nya intempa no wahwe odofo aha na me de nsem nyina besi ewo Ghanatube so makra mu nyina meda mu nyina se